started digital art about 2 years ago. And honestly, at the beginning, I thought I was doing pretty well. I made a bunch of artworks. Some of them even got called amazing. But here's the truth. I had no idea what I was actually doing. I was just following random tutorials, copying whatever I saw, no real direction. Then one day, I stopped and asked myself, what do professional artists do differently? So I went deep, watched their videos, their live streams, studied everything. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't completely wrong, just incomplete. Because art isn't just talent, it's a system. So I built a step-by-step roadmap, something that can help anyone, literally anyone, improve faster in digital art. And in this video, I'm going to share that roadmap with you. Alright, let's start. But before I show you the actual steps, there's one thing I need to tell you. Something no one really talks about. Most people believe that you should explore different styles in the beginning and not limit yourself to just one. It sounds logical, because it feels like you're learning more. But what actually happens is, you keep switching styles again and again, and your brain never gets the chance to understand one direction deeply. One day you draw semi-realism, the next day anime, then something completely different. It feels productive, but in reality, you're just restarting every time. That's why your progress feels slow and confusing. What works better is simple. Pick one artist or one style as your main inspiration. Study it properly. Understand how they use shapes, lines, and rendering. Don't just copy the final result, try to understand the process behind it. When you stay consistent, your skills start connecting, and improvement becomes much faster. So, stop being random. Pick a direction, stick to it, and let your style grow from there. Step 2, Anatomy. Most people believe that to get better at art, you need to learn full anatomy, every muscle, every body part, every small detail. It sounds serious, it sounds professional, and that's why most beginners fall into this trap. They think the more complex they study, the better their art will become. But the reality is, this approach usually does the opposite. It overwhelms you. Instead of actually drawing, you get stuck in learning mode, watching tutorials, memorizing structures, trying to understand everything at once. And even after all that effort, when you sit down to draw, your art still doesn't look right. That's frustrating, because it feels like you're doing everything correctly, but the results don't match. The reason is simple. Most beginner mistakes don't come from advanced anatomy. They come from basic errors that are easy to fix but often ignored. Things like uneven eyes, broken symmetry, incorrect face proportions. These small issues instantly make a drawing feel off, no matter how much anatomy knowledge you have. Even professional-looking shading won't save a face if the structure itself is wrong. What actually matters in the beginning is focusing on simple, high-impact fundamentals. Keep the eyes on the same level. This alone fixes a huge visual problem. Maintain symmetry so the face doesn't feel distorted. Follow basic proportions so everything feels balanced and natural. These are not complicated skills, but they create a strong foundation. Once these are correct, your drawings already start to look cleaner, more intentional, and more professional. Another important thing is practice with awareness. Don't just draw randomly, observe what you're doing. Compare your drawing with references. Flip your canvas to catch mistakes. These small habits help you improve much faster than just blindly practicing or memorizing theory. So don't try to master everything at once. You don't need perfect anatomy to make good art. Focus on the fundamentals, apply them consistently, and build control step by step. Because once your basics are strong, everything else becomes easier to learn and your art will naturally start to look much better. Step 3, Coloring. Most people believe that good coloring means smooth blending and using the correct colors. So they try to keep everything clean, controlled, and safe. It feels like you're doing it the right way, because that's what most tutorials show. But the result is, their art looks flat and muddy. Even after watching multiple tutorials and practicing a lot, something still feels off. The colors don't feel alive, they don't grab attention, and the artwork just doesn't have that impact. The reason is simple, they're missing one important thing, color variety. If you observe professional artists closely, they don't just stick to basic or accurate colors. They intentionally add unexpected tones, small hints of orange, green, red, even blues in shadows or skin. These colors might not seem necessary at first, but they create subtle contrast and visual interest. That variation adds life, texture, and energy to the artwork. It breaks the flatness and makes everything feel more dynamic and vibrant. Now, to be clear, coloring is a huge topic. There's lighting, color theory, temperature, harmony, a lot goes into it. And honestly, it's not something you can fully learn in just one video. So I'll cover this in detail in a separate video. But for now, here's one simple and powerful tip you can apply immediately. Don't just pick one flat color for an area. Slightly shift your colors. Add warmer and cooler tones. Even a small variation can make a huge difference in how your artwork feels. So stop playing safe with colors. Add variation, experiment more, and that's what will make your art stand out. Most people believe that coloring is what makes an artwork look good. So they focus all their effort on picking the right colors, finding the perfect palette, and making everything look visually appealing. It feels like color is the main thing that creates quality. But the truth is, even if your colors are perfect, your art will still look wrong if your values are weak. Because what actually makes art feel real and solid is the balance of light and dark. Values control depth, form, and clarity. Without strong values, your artwork will always look flat, no matter how good your coloring is. What you should do instead is simplify everything. First, decide a clear light source. This is what gives your drawing direction. Then start thinking in just 3 tones, light, mid, and dark. Don't overcomplicate it with too many shades in the beginning. If these 3 are clear and well placed, your artwork will already start to feel more structured and professional. Another powerful habit is to zoom out and check your work from a distance. If your subject is still readable, that means your values are working. And one of the best tricks is to check your artwork in black and white. When you remove color, you're forced to see only the light and dark. If it still looks good without color, your values are strong, and that means your artwork will work in any color scheme. So focus on values first. Because if your light and dark are working correctly, everything else becomes easier, and your art will naturally start to look more professional and impactful. So yeah, that's pretty much what changed everything for me. Instead of being random, I picked a clear direction. Instead of overcomplicating anatomy, I focused on the basics. Instead of playing safe with colors, I started adding variation. And instead of relying on colors alone, I focused on values, light and dark. These 4 things might sound simple. But when you actually apply them, they completely change how your art looks. So if you feel stuck right now, don't worry. You're probably just missing the right system, like I was. Start applying these step by step. And you'll see the difference yourself. And yeah, I'll be making a separate video where I go deeper into coloring and other topics. So make sure you stay tuned for that.